Welcome back to Keto Naturopath Kitchen. Today I'm going to make banana muffins, and half of them will be chocolate chip banana muffins. Now these muffins are not made with nuts, nut flours, any other flour. They're dairy free. They're made with pork rind flour. So to start off, I measured 76 grams of pork rinds right here. And that's another reason why I weigh instead of saying, oh, a cup of pork rind flour is because one, you always have the same amount, and two, if you don't have any already made, you can just make it up. This is gonna be noisy. This is my small food processor, so here we go making our pork rind flour. Now, some people have said that their pork rind flour comes out all wet, and that might be the kind of pork rinds you're using, how much oil is in them, and maybe over processing it. To that, and since I have my little food processor here, I'm going to mix the dry ingredients and everything together with this. Sometimes I put it in my high-speed blender. You don't have to do this. You don't have to use a high-speed blender. You can do it all by hand if you choose to. But I'm going to try this. This is something new, so who knows how it will go. To that, we're going to add 15 grams of egg white powder, a half a teaspoon of baking soda, a half a teaspoon of baking powder, a half a teaspoon of cinnamon. And so we're going to put all of that in here, mix that up. Now we're going to add, in here we have 59 grams of mayo, which is about 1/4 cup, and 4 egg yolks. So we're going to add that in here and see how it goes. And if you notice, I'm using a spatula today for all of those of you who say, use a spatula. I do like my spoons, but I'm trying this just so because it might be easier to get all of the mayonnaise out. A teaspoon of banana extract. Whoa, I think it overdid. Now, a few drops of liquid stevia. I have 8 drops of liquid stevia. I'm going to use French vanilla because I am not going to put vanilla extract in it. This is better stevia, French vanilla that we get on Wellevate. I like getting it on Wellevate. They always have a great selection. So I'm just going to put a little squeeze in there. We're going to add a pinch of salt. Salt, yes. Salt brings out the flavor. So we're going to mix this all up. To that, we're going to add 52 grams or 1/4 cup of coconut milk. I use Thai Kitchen brand from the can of coconut milk. That's the one I like the best. And we're using 100 grams of granular xylitol. As I've mentioned before, I use xylitol because I cannot use any erythritol or allulose. Erythritol gives me extreme headaches. Allulose gives me extreme gastro issues. Mix this all up. The added advantage, too, of this is that sometimes the pork rind, when you grind your pork rind flour, there are still pieces that don't quite get chopped up enough. This will make sure that they all get chopped up well. So now I'm actually trying something different that I don't normally do. I have 4 egg whites here that I separated the egg whites from the egg yolks. And normally what I did, I just add my eggs. But today I'm going to try to beat the egg whites and then add the pork rind mixture to the beaten egg whites, and I want to see, do the muffins come out fluffier? So that's my goal. So let's see how this goes. So I'm beating the egg whites to a stiff peak with my hand mixer. You can see it doesn't move. So now we're going to add the pork rind mixture. Always be careful when cleaning your food processor. Don't stick these are very, very sharp blades. Don't, wipe them with your hands. Now we fold all this mixture into the egg whites. Hope this works. Looks good. I have the oven heated to 350 degrees. This should make 12 muffins. All right. So now I'm going to make 6 without chocolate chips, and then I'll add chocolate chips. So you fill them about 3/4 full. We have had people in our PSMF group. We have Zoom meetings every Friday for our people who join our PSMF course. And they've said, would you ever consider doing an in-person cooking class? And I had thought about that because sometimes it's easier to see, to actually see people do it and participate in doing it. Not sure how we do it, where we do it, or the cost, but that's something in the future. So I'm going to add chocolate chips. I rarely use chocolate chips. I have 2 kinds. This is Pascha that I got on Amazon. It's 100% chocolate, no sweetener at all, because I normally use unsweetened chocolate. This I got at Walmart, and it has erythritol in it. I said, okay, I'll try it because I don't eat chocolate chips that often. But it also has inulin. Inulin is iffy, whether some people consider it keto or not. It does spike some people's blood sugar. I don't have issues with it, but this is called Bake Believe, no sugar milk chocolate, and this is what I'm going to use today. So I'll put a link into Pascha on Amazon, and I don't know how many chocolate chips I'm going to add. I'm just adding. Because, as I said, I don't normally cook with chocolate chips. Okay, here goes. Other people have asked me, well, what about a cookbook? And I'm like, yeah, I'm thinking about it. It's in the works. I don't have all the details yet on what and how, but it would be coming. So I will clean up the pan. I'll put this in a 350 Fahrenheit degree oven for 25 minutes. I'll take them out and let them cool for at least 25 minutes. So I will see you back here in an hour. Okay, so we're here. We're ready to taste these. Here we are. We have 5 chocolate chip and 5 without chocolate chips. I think they look really good. They did deflate a little after I took them out. They were in 25 minutes. I took them out. They've been sitting for like a half hour before I took them out of the silicone tray. And they look really good. I cannot wait to taste these. That's the plain chocolate chip. Oh, that looks good. Now I get to taste. And if you're really lucky, Carl will taste as well. That tastes amazing. It is so light, it's not heavy. Tastes like banana. Oh, it's so good. Now, the chocolate chip. Absolutely delicious. The chocolate with the banana. Oh my goodness. So the things I did differently, I did it in the food processor, which I think helped a lot. And then I whipped up the egg whites. And I think that helps also to have a lighter texture to it. So chocolate, plain, banana, absolutely delicious. Now Carl will come and taste.
Sorry for the presentation. I've been out working and I just had to come in and try these when they're fresh right out of the oven. It's such a treat. It's such a treat. So it's a big surprise given what Judy just told you. Not heavy. Sorry to speak with food in my mouth, but it's not heavy. Nice to have the chocolate slightly melted. Now I'll try the non-chocolate. You know, it's almost better. I don't know why that is. The consistency, it's really good. They're both very good. I like the slightly melted chocolate. What a treat. How lucky.